Hey beautiful people, what is up and welcome back to another Makeup Mondays where we go through all of the new releases. I give you guys my opinions on how I feel about the collections, but then I also talk a lot about how they're gonna go on sale because you know we don't believe in paying full price for makeups over here. Now before we dive in, I just want to say welcome. If this is your first time joining me, I'm Jamila. I love all things beauty. I love all things makeup and skincare, and I especially love sharing tips and tricks how to find high-end, luxury, and indie beauty products at bargain prices. Because these brands, man. Okay, so before we dive into the video, a couple of things that I wanted to say. First and foremost, I want to just thank you all because I feel like in my last couple of videos, I didn't have any makeup on because I wasn't feeling too great. And y'all were really nice. Like, being a beauty channel, it kind of feels like you're supposed to come on camera with makeup on. And while I do love doing my face and I do love, having makeup on, I'm getting used to the idea of like, I could just come on here barefaced and talk. Like, I have honestly worked very, very hard to get my skin to where it is now. And I feel like it doesn't look bad. So I might have a couple more chatty videos with me just looking like this, sans makeup. And I do appreciate how very nice you all were in the comments about my skin because I worked hard for it and also spent thousands of dollars on dermatologists and skincare products on it, but that's neither here nor there. Secondly, as I was getting ready to film this video, and a couple of days ago actually, I was thinking about this and I was like, why did I commit to Makeup Mondays? Because the truth is my schedule is kind of complicated because I have a lot of work travel that'll be coming up in the next couple of weeks, and I'm like, I don't know if I can actually do this, you guys. And I was this close to backing out and being like, you know what? I'm not going to do the Makeup Monday series because who knows what my calendar is going to look like. But a couple of videos ago, well, several videos ago at this point, I talked about wanting to have more consistency and more structure in my life. And part of that comes with putting pen to paper and saying, this is what I want to do. This is the schedule I want to keep. So I'm going to go ahead, keep my Makeup Monday series. I might falter a little bit here or there. I'm going to try my very, very best not to. But I do think it's really important for me to have the structure, so I'm not going to give up just yet. But I do want to apologize because I know I said, ooh, I'm going to do Makeup Mondays, and then immediately proceeded to miss the next two Makeup Mondays. Part of that was that I got COVID, and then I had a work trip, so it wasn't really working out for me. But I'm going to commit to it, so y'all will definitely see this series continuing forward. Okay. Now that's all the things that I wanted to talk about up front. What I'm going to do is scooch over to the side. I'm of course going to be using Makeup on My Radar's Instagram profile to talk about the products and see what these brands have put out here for us. So make sure you go and follow Jamie over there. She really keeps us up to date on what are the new products that are hitting the market. So let's go ahead and dive into these new releases. Okay, so just starting from the top, working my way down. Y'all know I'm going to skip whatever I don't want to talk about. So there's that. So right now the Beautylish gift card event is going on, which I did a whole video talking about sales and whether something is a sale or it's a scam. And quite frankly, I feel like the Beautylish event is just a scam. And hear me out, because my thinking is you're not getting a discount on anything here. You are simply spending money to get money back. But the money that you're getting back can only be used at the same company anyway. So you have to go back to them to buy anything. And if I'm not mistaken, it's spend $100, get a $20 gift card. And there's literally nothing you can buy on Beautylish that is $20. So even if you get $20 back, you still have to add more of your money to purchase more products from the website because they sell luxury makeup predominantly. So I don't know, but for me, the math of the Beautylish sale is not mathing, and it just feels like a huge scam to get us to buy more products. Like, I feel like they're trying to convince us that this is a sale. It's not a sale. Am I missing something here? Because to me, this only really benefits Beautylish. Just saying. But I'm going to come off my high horse. I just wanted to let y'all know that it's going on now. I don't know when it ends, but it's a thing. And then speaking of another thing, the Sephora savings event is going to be starting soon. So the sale will be on the 27th of October. Today is currently the 21st, so I guess it's next week. Saturday it starts or something like that. I've said this before, when it comes to the Sephora VIP sale, I don't think you should shop unless you're Rouge. Period. Let's start there. And then secondly, that sale is 3, maybe 4 weeks before Black Friday. Meaning I don't think you should shop, period. Regardless of if you're Rouge. Because quite frankly, everything that's going on sale during the VIB sale will also be on sale for Black Friday, with the exception of probably a few brands like maybe Gucci, maybe Dior. Those type of brands will probably not have the same sale for Black Friday, but I don't know because I don't really follow them on their own. But most of the brands that are sold at Sephora have their own Black Friday sales where you can get the products at an even better discount. So personally, I think you should skip the Sephora VIB sale altogether. And I'm thinking about doing a video that specifically talks about individual brands I don't think you should shop during the VIB sale. For example, Pat McGrath. We already know Patricia does these sales even when it's not Black Friday and you can get 30% off. So there's absolutely no reason you should be buying Pat McGrath on the Sephora website. Natasha Denona. During Black Friday, she has in the past done 50%, buy one, get one free on like her midi palettes, even her large palettes. So another brand I don't think you should buy at Sephora. But I'm going to save that for another video. I'm just saying, if you're not Rouge, don't shop. And even if you are Rouge, Black Friday is going to be 3-4 weeks away. So just think about it. But let's move on to the new releases. So we talked about this before, but the Haus Labs eyeshadow palettes are now available to purchase at Sephora. They're $49 a piece, which I think is just stupid because I think they told us $49 because $50 would have sounded ridiculous. And even $49 sounds ridiculous for a 6-pan eyeshadow palette. I don't know what this brand is doing, but their prices, I don't like it. I've decided. I feel like the Haus Labs prices are insane. And I wouldn't buy this even on sale because I thought about, I could get it during the Sephora VIB sale. But I can't bring myself to spend that. Honestly, it's $50, not even counting tax and shipping or whatever else you need to add in there for a 5-pan eyeshadow palette. No, especially when I haven't seen the formula, tested it out. Maybe if I swatch it in store and it blows my mind, I'll be like, yes, need to have it. But as of right now, not even the color story seems interesting enough for me to purchase it. So that's just gonna sit right there while I mind my business. Moving along, Kylie Skin has some new skincare releases. It's a vanilla body wash, body scrub, and a body lotion. I don't know when it's going to be available. Oh, it's going to be available November 3rd. I don't shop from Kylie Cosmetics. I honestly continue to forget that it's a brand, but that's just me. But let me know if you all are still using their products. Okay, let's move along to this very, very exciting release. Lunar Beauty has a new palette. It's called Siren Sunset. It has 18 shades, and it's going to retail for $55. They're also releasing a lip trio for $43, or you can get the individual, I guess they're lipsticks for $18 a piece. They're kind of deep purple, cool tone leading shades. This is okay. Like, it's cute, I guess, and it makes sense with the theme, the siren theme, but I don't know. Something about this color story is just, I don't like it. Like, it's not bad, it's not ugly, but I'm also like, oh, okay, thank you. Next. Yeah, but I will say, when it comes to Lunar Beauty formula, I did like their one nude palette. I really, really enjoyed that. I think I decluttered 2 of their palettes because one of them had a really, really dud shade that pissed me off. And I'm the type of person that if something aggravates me too much, I'm just like, you gotta go. You're not gonna sit here in my good apartment that I pay rent on taking up space because you're not contributed nothing other than to my aggravation. So I remember decluttering that one palette because of that one dud shade, and then the other one just wasn't my color story. So in terms of the eyeshadow formula, I do think that Lunar Beauty has a nice eyeshadow formula. And what I am interested in picking up is the one that Manny and Laura collabed on. And I know that during their Black Friday sale, I think they only do like 20% off. But that one is also like a neutral leaning palette too. So I'm interested in seeing that one. But as for this Siren one, I don't know. Something about this just doesn't really appeal to me. Maybe it's the color story. Maybe it's the layout. Maybe it's just that I'm not into this vibe right now. But yeah. So e.l.f. has some liquid eyeshadows that are duochromes. Oh, okay. This looks nice. The little swatch looks really nice. It looks pretty shifty, but we all know these are promo swatches, so who knows. And they're $8 each, so that's even better because you all know the prices that these indie brands are calling for these duochromes and multichrome shadows that Just saying, they're doing the most. But $8 for duochrome, I'm intrigued. And e.l.f. is a drugstore brand, so you can always use coupons. They're always doing sales as well, so you could probably even get this cheaper than $8. So something to keep in mind. Okay, Hermes. They have released an eyelash curler for $79. Yep, $79. I'm not even going to comment on the stupidity of that. I'm just going to keep on moving, because if you buy a $79 eyelash curler, okay. Moving along, Lisa Eldridge has a new lipstick brush. It's going to be $45. What is Lisa smoking? I'm in confusion. $45 for a lipstick brush? I mean, her lipsticks already are stupid expensive. They were $32, $35 for her lipstick. And you expect me to buy the brush to put on the lipstick for $45? If y'all don't take them lipstick and drag it across your lip the way Jesus intended you to. First, it was Lisa's bag that was blessed by Moses and Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. And now we have this lipstick brush. I don't know what's going on, Lisa, but I'm going to need you to get it together, because this don't make no sense. It's not making any kind of sense. I sometimes feel these brands release these things just to see how stupid we are. Just, let me see how stupid them could be. Let me take a breath, because I feel like I'm getting heated and it's way too early into this video for that. Okay, moving along, Natasha Denona has a new palette. This is the Xenon palette. Wasn't there a Disney Channel show called Xenon? No, was it? Wait. Oh, I was thinking about Xena, the Warrior Princess, which is a whole different show. But I feel like there's a Disney show called Xenon, but that is neither here nor there. Okay, couple of things. When this palette first released, and I saw the names, I seriously thought I was dyslexic for a minute, because is it me, or were you all confused by the shade names as well? Because what is Snit? Asking for myself, because I was like, Snit? I really thought it was a typo, and I feel like the brand has had typos in previous palettes, like the Zendo palette, I believe. So I was like, okay, that's a hell of a lot of typos for the brand to have. Apparently, these are the real shade names, so okay. But getting into the color story itself, did we need this much black and gray? And I've talked about this previously, but I'm realizing pretty much all of Natasha Denona's MIDI palettes are these monochromatic palettes, which honestly, 15 shades for monochromatic palette is just a bit much. If you want to do monochromatic, I'm like, do a 9-pan. Like Colourpop had their little crayon, it wasn't called the crayon series, but basically it was every color of the rainbow in a monochromatic, 9-pan palette. And I think that makes sense for monochromatic. But to do 15 shades of monochromatic, and I know Glamlight has done it before too with their wine, their drink collection series, because they had purple, green, like the chocolate martini. So that was also monochromatic. So I have seen larger monochromatic palettes, but I just don't like it. That's what it boils down to, because I feel like this is a lot of black and gray. A lot of these also very white, icy shades, which you all know, if you look like me in any form or fashion, or have a drop of melanin, those icy shades are not exactly our best friend. And a lot of times they're very situational. So when we are doing the silvers and them icy whites, it's like New Year's Eve. But not on an everyday. So this is just like an impractical palette in my opinion. And one that I'm like, I'm gonna need this to be at least 50% off before I buy it. Kind of like the retro palette. Not the retro, was it Retro Glam? The kind of really dusty one. Because I didn't buy that one when it first came out, but I did buy it off of Ipsy for like $24. Which I'm happy to spend $24 on this palette, because the original price is what, $69, $59, somewhere around there. So when it gets down to the Ipsy price, I'll pick it up. But this, that's the holiday release. Tasha, come on now. Come on. moving along, the Adept has restocked, and this is the final restock. Watch me. Final restock, because I've heard this all before, of the Inspired palette. Now, this is a really, really beautiful palette. It's a green leaning palette, but it does have a lot of versatility, in my opinion, more than the Sumerian Sunset, I think. So I really do like this palette. And it's going to be available, well, it's available now. It's going to be $68. You can use affiliate codes. I do have a code with the brand. It's just Jamila. It'll save you 10%. I do really recommend this one because I think, I prefer this to Sumerian Sunset. And I don't know, just something about these colors just felt a little bit more versatile for me. So I really, really enjoyed this palette. I don't know, this was supposed to be limited edition a long time ago, but here we are again, it's back. I don't believe in limited edition, so they're saying final restock. It might come back again because we know how these brands are. But if you really want it, I say pick it up now because who knows? It might come back, it might not. Limited edition is just like words at this point. Moving along, so Peach and Lily, it looks like they have a, is this a gift set? Might be a gift set, or no, I guess you have to buy this separate. So you can get the Peach Puff Everything bag for $25. Everybody has a makeup bag at this point, and I beg you, take a look at how much makeup bags you already have. Whether you got it for free or you purchased it on your own, we don't need any more makeup bags. No, we don't. What is kind of cute, and I am kind of interested in, but also do I want to spend $10 for this? They have these no drip head wristbands. So essentially the wristbands are supposed to be there to catch the water as you're like washing your face in the sink, you know. When you're washing your face, the water will drip down your arms, and that can be quite annoying. So they're supposed to catch the water so that you can just do your skincare routine, wash your face without any extraness. I don't like the puffy bag. It just seems kind of annoying and like it's taking up extra space for no reason. And I've said this before, when it comes to travel, I like my makeup bags to be compact. So this is, why make it puffy? For what? Is it supposed to offer protection? Maybe. I don't know. Either way, don't need it. Don't want it. You guys don't need it either. And those wristbands are going to be $10. Let me know if you guys have seen that elsewhere for cheaper. Now, quite frankly, you could also use 2 little headbands and put it on your wrist. But if you don't want to do that, they have that as an option. Okay, continuing on, Colourpop has a new release. This is the Cloud 9 Shadows palette. This is a super cool toned, super light, and I mean super light, because looking at the swatches on the dark and the medium arm, the medium deep and the deep arm, no, there's no way absolutely not. But I was like a little surprised. I was like, all right, Colourpop still exists. It's so funny because, you know, they were releasing palettes every other day, multiple times a week, every week for sure. And now they've slowed down so much that I feel like we're kind of forgetting about them. I don't know if that's a good thing, bad thing. I'm trying not to overly speculate on it, but it's just something that I'm noticing in terms of like, no one's really talking about Colourpop the way they used to. And we used to talk about them both positively as being super affordable brand, but also negatively as like, oh gosh, stop releasing so much now. But now it's like we're not even talking about them at all. Okay, now this is a brand that I know nothing about, but the palette caught my eye because it just seems kind of impractical, but also kind of cool. This is the Cottage Witch eyeshadow palette from Hell Bites Beauty. Okay, I don't want hell to bite me, but leaving that alone, I love the artistry and the imagery on the outside of this palette. I hate the fact that it's a circle palette because how does one store that? Where is it supposed to go? And essentially, this is just a rainbow palette. You know, you get some colorful mattes, some colorful shimmers, a little bit of everything. This is probably more than 20 shades, so it's a lot. Oh, it's 30 shades. It's 30 eyeshadows, $45. So in terms of price per shadow, that actually is a good value. And again, I like the artwork on the front, but I don't know how to store that. Like, how does one store that? So Rose Ben Beauty has released their travel brush set, and I'm beginning to see this rise in brands creating these travel brush bags. that either fold down or open up in a way where they can serve as both a cup and as a brush holder. I think that's all great, fine, and dandy, but I want to caution you guys on thinking that you have to buy it from these brands. I think I posted this on my last video as well, but you can find this on Amazon for probably $20 or less. I do have one right here. This was actually a Christmas gift from my sisters. Now you actually have slots here where you can put the brush into the slots, or you can have it just stand up. This can fold down if you want it to, so that you have a cup, or you can leave it up. This is all plastic, so the dirt and the gunk from the brushes, you can just wipe it away. And then when you zip it closed, super duper compact, so really easy to store. And I'm pretty sure that that was less than $20 or at most $25 on Amazon. So don't feel like you have to spend the $45 plus price tags of these brands. Now this Rose and Beauty set is going to retail for $135. Now granted, it does come with 5 brushes. I still think that's a lot, but I don't know. Let me know, because I feel like I've been curious about that brush brand, but I don't know if it's worth it. So if you guys think it's worth it, please let me know. Next, Nabla has released basically a mini of their side-by-side palette. It's called Side-by-Side Nude Palette Baby. So it's like a 9-pan version of the larger palette, which I think might be 12 or 15 shades. This is cute. I love the original palette. This one is $37. At that point, you might as well just buy the big one. Who's spending $37 for a basic neutral 9-pan eyeshadow palette with no multi-chromes, duochromes, nothing? Okay. Yeah, I think that's a bit pricey. Now, granted, the Nabla eyeshadow formula is really nice. It's made in Italy. You get a ton of different finishes in terms of the shimmers. So you get metallics, toppers, all of that. So I do think it's an underrated formula, but I do think $37 is a lot for 9-pan. Which makes me even more mad about the Haus Labs palette, because that's $49 for 6. How, Jesus? Now, there are a ton of gift sets coming out now that I definitely think you guys should follow Beauty Deals BFF, because they do a good job at breaking down the value of these gift sets. Because I think we get caught up in the holiday season when brands start giving us these gift sets that have minis and deluxe stuff, and it may not be the best value for your money. So just be mindful of the price of all of these new mini gift set products and everything that's coming out. So speaking of gift sets, we have some holiday gift sets from LYS Beauty. This, I think, is actually pretty decent value, because none of these gift sets are stupid expensive. For example, they have a cream blush set, so you get 3 mini blushes for $22. And that's not bad at all. 3 blushes for $22. And I have the large ones, and you will never finish the large blush. So I definitely think a mini is more appropriate, and you get 3. And I think that the 3 probably are about the price of what you would pay for 1, maybe, or close to. So a good value. Then they have a 5-piece brush set that's going to retail for $42. It has these beautiful rhinestones on it. I kind of want it. I saw Glam Girl Chelsea showcase them, and they looked really pretty. I'm pretty sure these are synthetic bristles, so probably not the best quality in terms of brushes, but it's pretty to look at. Which, you shouldn't buy a brush just because it's pretty to look at. But hey, your money, do whatever you want with it. There's also a matte lipstick set, which is going to be $29, and you get 3 matte lipsticks. Not bad at all. I don't know if these are full sizes. It might be. And then you get a 2-piece lip set, so you get a lip oil and a matte lipstick. And I'm pretty sure that's the full-size matte lipstick and the full-size lip oil for $19. Also not bad. Really good value. So I would say if you're interested in this, it might be available during Black Friday if it's not sold out. And their Black Friday sale, I think last year, was like 40% off. Somewhere between 30 to 40% off. So a decent discount. If not, you could also probably get this at Sephora during the VIB sale for 20% off. But it all depends on how much you need this and whether you are willing to take the risk of this selling out and not being available. So Tower 28 has a new shade in their mascara. I will say first, when I tried this mascara, I wasn't feeling it. I was very much like, I don't like this. I don't want it. Where is it? But I've been using it as of late, and it's actually a really nice mascara, you guys. I have it in black, and they're bringing it out in a brown color, which I think is going to be really nice for people who are of a lighter complexion, have lighter hairs, and black might just be a little bit harsh on them. So I'm glad there's going to be a new color for folks. And it's definitely grown on me as a mascara. It's going to be $20, which... even though it's grown on me, you guys, I still think $20 for mascara is a lot. I feel like no mascara should be more than $5. $10 tops. That's just... that's just me being complainy, so I apologize. But it really is... I feel like that's just a lot for mascara. And if you prefer like a cheaper mascara, the Lash Princess mascaras are great options for you to consider. So we talked about this already, but the Nomad Air collection is available now. I do have a video talking about the products in this collection because it's a skincare release with one 6-pan eyeshadow palette. And I did have some pretty interesting thoughts, I like to think, on each of the products and the cost, the value, whether or not you should pick them up. So I will try to remember to link that video down below so you guys can take a look at it. But it's available now, and the set is $79. And you can only get the bag if you purchase the set, which the bag is actually quite nice. I know I just complained about makeup bags, but I actually really do like that bag. Okay, so in makeup news, we actually have an interesting restock where apparently, maybe, kind of, sort of, Charlotte Tilbury is restocking 2 of her discontinued palettes. The first one is the Fire Rose Eyeshadow Quad. It's available now in Germany on the Charlotte Tilbury website. So, question marks on whether or not it will actually come to the US. That is a quad that I feel like everyone has raved as like her best formula. It's the best one that she's ever released. I don't know why it was limited edition, but it was like here and then it was gone. And then it got so much rave reviews, so I don't know why it wasn't a permanent one in the line. And then the next one is the Look of Love Instant Look in a Palette. Eyeshadow palette. This one I believe came in 2 shades, like light and a deep, where the deep wasn't deep. So I don't know if it's actually gonna be available. But yeah, that one is apparently, it might be available now on the Charlotte Tilbury app, so that one's gonna be $75. Now the deep one I've seen, and it's actually quite light, so I'm not planning to pick it up because it just wouldn't work for me, but just wanted to put it out there in case you guys were planning to get it. And just looking quickly, I feel like we've talked about pretty much everything else here that I wanted to touch on. This is pretty. So there's a new Byredo palette. Ooh, this is a pretty 5-pan. Now, Byredo is a brand that I really only buy their limited edition large palettes because those are $108, but you usually get 18 shades, whereas their small standard eyeshadow palettes are 5-pan palettes or quints, and they're $64. So in terms of value, they're not great. So I like to just hold out and buy the larger palettes, those limited edition ones. But this one is pretty, and it's $64. Beautiful, like, neutral color story. It, oh my gosh, the packaging is this like gold. Whew, Okay, I want it, but Lord knows I'm not paying $64 for 5 shades. And what I will end on is the last thing that I already purchased. It's available now, but I don't think I talked about it previously. And it's the Charlotte Tilbury Beauties palette. Now, this, I don't know when it came out, but I wasn't going to buy it. But I had some points at Bloomingdale's that I needed to use. And instead of me spending it on a bag, which would have made me spend more money, I decided to go ahead and buy the Beauties palette, which... this is what she looks like. Sorry, let me turn off the ring lights. So pretty. So this retails for $75, but when I picked it up, I had $75 in points from Bloomingdale's. So all I ended up paying was like $4 with tax and everything. One thing I will say, mine did come damaged, so that center shade just falls right out. So I have to glue it back in. That's actually quite unfortunate considering that this palette is $75, but it is what it is. I will say, When I saw the palette, I was like, that looks exactly like ABH Cosmos. It's a little bit dusty. It's a little bit too light. It's not one that I think would be appropriate for me. So I was not in a rush or hurry to pick it up because I think the deepest shade in that did not look like it would be deep enough for my complexion. But quite frankly, it's a good one, you guys. I don't know if my review of it will be up before this one, but if it is, you'll see. I really, really like it. I really enjoyed working with it. Anyways, let me scooch back into the middle so I can wrap up this video. Okay, so now the sun has finally decided to act right again. But it is setting. You can probably tell it's getting darker and darker. But thank you guys again so much for hanging with me for another new makeup releases video and for hearing all of my thoughts on all of the products that are on the market. Let me know in the comments below. Are there any new products that you have your eyes on? How are you feeling about these sales? The Beauty List sale, the Sephora VIB sale. Are you planning to shop them or are you going to skip them? Just like me, because Black Friday is basically tomorrow and we want to make sure that we're saving our coins so we can get the biggest and the best discount. All right, that's it from me, guys. If you liked today's video, go ahead and again leave your comments down below. Like the video on your way out and don't forget to subscribe. Join the fam if you haven't already done so. It's a vibe over here and we are always looking to have a good time. As always, I appreciate you guys so much more than you know. Thanks for watching and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye.